Welcome. So good to be with you on this Wednesday or whenever it is that you are watching this. So glad that you've chosen to join us for a little bit of Bible study and devotional time as we kind of head into the rest of our week. Again, as I always say, it's good to have a little bit of time in the middle of our week to kind of refocus our hearts and our minds and hopefully refresh us as well as we finish off the rest of the week. And if you've been with us over the the past several weeks, we are continuing in our study of Jesus' words in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapters 5 through 7. And specifically over the last few weeks, we've been in the early part of Matthew chapter 5 talking about what we often call the Beatitudes. And we're studying this on Wednesday nights because on Sunday mornings we are looking at the same thing and going through a series called The Good Life, in which we're looking at the same things we're looking at on Wednesday nights. And I hope that you'll come and join us on Sunday mornings. We have Bible study at 9:30 and worship at 10:30. And then we also have Bible study on Wednesday nights at 6:30. And again, I hope that you'll come join us for those times. But in the meantime, I'm so glad that you've chosen to join us today as we get together for a little Bible study and devotional time. And so in our study this week, we come to Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, where he says this: "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." Interestingly, this is the only time in the New Testament that the Greek term translated peacemakers actually appears. And before we get into some of what that means, maybe it would also be helpful to point out first what it doesn't mean. For starters, peacemaking doesn't mean blessed are those who avoid all conflict and any confrontation. The absence of conflict does not mean that there is peace. Neither does peacemaking mean blessed are those who are laid back and easygoing and just relaxed and chill. Just because you're laid back and relaxed and easygoing and chill doesn't mean that you're making peace and working toward peace. Nor does it mean blessed are those who defend a peace at any price philosophy. Most of the time, that way of thinking and operating has the opposite effect. Also, peacemaking doesn't mean blessed are the passive, or those who compromise their convictions when surrounded by those who would disagree. Again, just because there's an absence of conflict doesn't mean that peace and restoration and healing are happening. No, none of those ideas are characteristics of the peacemaking that Jesus is describing in this verse. The overall thrust of Scripture really is the imperative to be people who bring peace and healing and restoration. And so what is peacemaking? What does that look like? What does it mean to be a peacemaker? Well, probably we don't have time to dissect everything that it means. But at the heart, a peacemaker first is one who has found peace with God. Because you can't give or make, in this case, something that you don't have. And the only true source of peace is found in God. And because of that peace with God, peacemakers find the peace of God. And so peacemakers are able to be at peace with themselves internally, at ease, not agitated or ill-tempered or in turmoil, and therefore not abrasive in their interactions with others, which leads me to the second thing. Because they are at peace with themselves, they can share that peace with others. And so they work hard to settle quarrels, not to start them. They're kind and graceful, and they find no pleasure in being negative. And again, they don't just work toward an absence of conflict, but they help to bring healing and restoration and make things right where they've gone wrong. One old Jewish rabbi described peace this way. He said, peace is nothing missing and nothing broken. And in so many ways, that's what peacemakers are striving to be about. And then Jesus gives this marvelous promise that peacemakers can claim. They will be called children of God. Few things are more God-like than peace and bringing peace. And when we promote it, pursue it, and model it, we are linked directly with Him. Blessed are the peacemakers. I hope you have a blessed day. God bless.